My name is Amy and I'm the owner of Amy Sinclair Fitness. Today we're going to look at an inner thigh adductor stretch. We tend to pay a lot of attention to our hamstrings and quads when stretching the legs or calves. We really need to ensure that we're focusing on our inner thighs as well, which also helps relieve a lot of tension if you're experiencing any lower back pain. So what we can do is go ahead and get a chair or a bench that is about chair height, and if at the gym, you can use one of the weight benches. You're gonna go ahead and have a seat, not all the way back as you're gonna have to bring your legs out, so just halfway to the front of where your seat is. Now we're gonna walk our left foot out to the left, right foot out to the right. When we're in this position, what we're looking for is to have our heels under our knee crease. We don't want our feet too far out like so. We want to bring them so that the heel is just below the knee crease. Once you're in this position, you can walk them back a little bit. If that's too much for you, keep them out front, as we all have different levels of tightness that we're currently experiencing. Once you're set in this position, you want to be mindful that your knees aren't inverting. We want them out in order to lengthen the adductors to get the most out of that stretch. The next thing we're going to look at doing is putting our chest up nice and tall, almost like you're hyperextending your lower back. The reason for that is if we do this stretch and we round our back to lean in, we're no longer feeling a stretch through the inner thighs, because when we fold, we're actually shortening those muscles. So in order to get the most out of this stretch, we need to sit nice and tall to lengthen and pull those muscles. So what we're gonna do here is you're in position. I like to apply my hands just to my inner knees, thighs, and the top of my quads. And chest nice and tall, I like to go ahead and lean in like so. You should feel a nice stretch through the groin slash, or otherwise known as the adductors and inner thigh. And if you find that you're the type of person that is pretty tight right now and you get into this position and it feels good but gross at the same time, just stay there. Don't look to increase it too much. Just with time, you'll get more and more flexible as you do this. I would recommend holding for 45 to 60 seconds, as I find 15 to 30 seconds not long enough when stretching, but anything is better than nothing. So if that is all the time that you have, then take advantage of it. If you find that this isn't enough for you, you may be more flexible, then what you can go ahead and do is, while ensuring that your knees are away from each other as far as possible, that they're not coming in, you're then gonna lower, not folding your back, yourself to the floor. And just go as deep as you can. It might be here or all the way down. And then you're gonna sit in this position, again, for 45 to 60 seconds. When we tend to stretch, because it can bring an uncomfortable feeling, you may find that you're holding your breath. So we don't want that either. So ensure that you're focusing on nice, deep, relaxing breaths so that you're not tightening up, that you're recognizing what's happening. You're scanning your body so you can get the most out of this stretch while you do it. Next, I'm going to show you a picture of the muscle groups and why this stretch can help you a lot if you're experiencing lower back pain as well. How can this stretch help relieve lower back inflammation, tightness, or even hip tightness, groin tightness, not to mention, of course, as discussed through showing you the stretch, your adductors, which we refer to also as your inner thigh muscles, is this. Now, if you've gone for a massage or a chiropractor appointment, you might have heard them mention your psoas muscle. So let me show you this. Your psoas muscle is this particular muscle that you can see here. It runs down through the vertebrae, through the pelvis, and connects at the top of your femur. So your leg bone, right in here, okay? So what happens is this connects at the top, this muscle, to your lumbar spine vertebrae, so your L5, L4, L3, L2, L1, and at the very top there, the base of your thoracic vertebrae, which is your T12. Now, if this starts to get tight, so if for a living, maybe you're a driver, you are a receptionist, your job requires you to sit a lot, so you're folded, which means that particular muscle is shortened, then it can start to pull and get really tight and therefore start to pull you in, and things can get twisted and out of whack depending. Even if you don't even realize that when you sit, you tend to sit to one side and so forth. So what we need to do is to lengthen that muscle, and by completing the stretch, we can help to re-pull that out so that it is allowing you natural range of motion. It's removing, if not all of the inflammation, a good part of that. Of course, I can't say that for everyone because I don't know your history and maybe why you have that lower back pain. But with my clients over the years and doing this stretch, it is alleviated all or up to 80 to 90% of any of the discomfort they were feeling through the front of their hips and through that lower back. Now, when you're doing these stretches, we want to hold them because you can see that this one muscle is particularly, there's quite a bit there. So if you're holding it for 15 seconds and it's really tight, you're not really giving it a fair chance to really start to pull and lengthen. So that's why I was mentioning that I like to hold those stretches for 45 to 60 seconds. Now, I do this after every workout myself, but you can do it at any point of the day. If you have a lot of tightness, do it a couple times a day right now. If you don't have any, then, do it a couple times a week. Anything you can do to maintain your health and your movement, range of motion, you being comfortable and pain-free is only a benefit. We need that muscle as a tensor bandage to our joints and our bones, but we also need to keep those muscles lengthened so that we have that good feeling in our mobility and range of motion and so forth. I hope you enjoyed this explanation and this video. If you have any questions or anything you would like to share, please go ahead and comment below. I look forward to seeing you in future videos, and remember, happy health, strong mind, body, and soul. I'll see you soon.